Welcome to the DBMS lab exercise 5. So in this exercise 5, uh, we will look up with the things which goes up with aggregation, which goes up with the different contents, that is towards conversion mechanisms, etc. So at the part of this exercise, we have already discussed about conversion functions and aggregate functions. Now we will look up with this mathematical functions, and thereby we will extend our task to date and string functions. So this was the prime way where we want to look up the issues in this context. So we will use string functions, and thereby we will use the date functions, and we will work out in this manner. So starting up, uh, we'll use the live SQL part in order to execute our programs. Live SQL part, we will uh, do the operations on a customer table. So as mentioned earlier, so we will use up the customer table, we will create the customer table, then we will insert around 13 records for convenience and towards understanding, and just see whether the 13 records are inserted or not. So now we can feel the things. So all the 13 records were inserted, and it is now ready for us to work out with doing um, relations and building up the SQL. So we need to put the things under the date and time functions. So first of all, we should understand what was dual here. So dual, as mentioned, it is a one by one dimension table, one row and one column table. So it is a default table, or we can say it is an empty table uh, in the SQL prompt. So to do all type of single row functions, all type of single row functions, either it is mathematical, either it is string, either it is statistical. So all these functions can be taken up from the dual table. So now let us work with some of the queries which are related towards the query that takes with the date and the other values. So what we can do is we will put this all queries into our work area and then start executing one after the other. Now, so now we want to figure out the uh, sys date, the system date, that's the today's date from the uh, database. So we need to use a command called as a sysdate here. We need to use a command called as a sysdate. So what does this sysdate does is it prints today's date, whatever it is, that's on the system. So what was showing, so that date it is going to display. So you can feel this. So it is today's date, 2021. So this it is going to be. We had a customer table with 13 operations. Now we have already taken up an insert operation with first name, last name, and date of birth. So we have this 5A7, which her name was Samyukta, and her date of birth was some 8 October 2000. So now what we are expecting was, we expect that her first name and her date of birth should occur from the customer table. So in regard to that, we write the table name customer, the attributes we call here as a target list, and from is a clause which is a part of a select command. Now you can understand here, we get all the 13 records, and the name was Tejasri and her date of birth was from 31 July 2000. So we get in this model. So we need a 4-digit character for the come to print up the complete year. So it was the case right now it raised. So for that we will use the format. So we can see here num by YYYY. So if such is a thing it is noted, then it will be upgraded automatically. Okay, so that we will be taking up in the next queries. Thing was after the thing, let us see this interesting value that was we need to print out the first name, we need to print out the date of birth. So you can see here some uh, 8th May 99. So now if you want it as 7th May 99, then I can say date of birth -1. Similarly, it is 8 May 99. Now I just want one day ahead, and then we can get this as 9 May to the 1999. And here is an interesting part. We got 4th May 2000, 2021 and 2021, and now we need to subtract the date of birth and to know understand how many dates are there between her date of birth and present day. So it's quite interesting query to understand, and while we are hitting this button we can get the first names and followed by their date of birth, or if it is 26 July 2000, so it is one day before and one day after. So it is 16th August, so one day before and one day after. So in this way we will be getting the rows and columns with the derived answer, with the derived answer. So this is also same if we want to know tomorrow's date and if we want to know the yesterday's date. So we will put just as sysdate -1 and sysdate +1. So that's where we will use these values. This is quite a bit interesting, and to work with the date and times, to work with the date and times. So here is some of the interesting part what we can see here. That is we want to know how many weeks. So it is the earlier difference sysdate and it is some 7,537 days. It is some 7,613 days this girl has been born. So 7,711 days the girl has been born. So in this way it is uh, putting up the number of days. But now I want to put it into weeks. So how many weeks it happened. So we put it with divide by number, and we give an acronym where how the name should be displayed. So we will just hit on the run button to execute this query, and now you can see the number of weeks. So it is 1147 weeks, it is 1097 weeks. So the difference between 8th May to present was 1095 weeks ahead. So in this way we will look this issue, and we will play with games. We will play with these dates and how exactly we need to put it as per the requirement, as per the requirement. So now here is another interesting way, that's the difference between present day and that too. Now earlier first query we got days, next query we were with weeks, and now this query we need how many months. So if such is a case, so we can say there are some 250 months for Aarti from the day she was born to today, and for Divya 263 months she was born. In this way we will be getting up the answers. So it is depending upon the context where we can use this query based on the uh, clause. So similarly we can say add months. So from today is May, so we need to add 4 months and just check this. We can get this as September. So suppose it is this date, and then we made this as add months here. So now we were in May and we add 4 months, so obviously it leads to September. So that's how we will interpret the answer at any case. Similarly, uh, when will be the next Sunday? So um, for that we will the next Sunday date is going to be displayed. So when will be the next Sunday at that question? So when we give up the weekday, so we will get in the weekday information. And this is another interesting way. So what was the last day? So we are in this present month, and in this present month where we have 30 days or 31 days, we need to understand it. So for that we are going to get this last date. So similarly, we can apply the arithmetic operations, the single row functions, the single row function that is round of the sys date. So sys day was fourth, and now it moves to the round state, so it moves towards the bottom. It is not less, it's not at all reaching the half. So obviously it reaches to the starting position of the present day. So that's how we get this answer. And similarly, when we are going to work out with the trunk, more or less it gives the same values. So there won't be any uh, so there won't be any change like this trunk also. What if we get a round date of an year? So again, it is equivalent to the lease side, but if it is from 2099, so obviously it leads to 2100. So the same answer it will be again if we are working with the trunk also. Some more interesting things was this is toChar function. We will be using up the toChar function. So in this toChar function, we will give the format of date to display. So that we need month and we need year. So in this way, we need the format. So for that, we will give up this select CID last name and we convert the date of birth, and we need with the American or Chinese model format. That's the first the year should come, next the month, next the day. So uh, we get the answers as data. So however, the answers we expect in this we will be getting. Similarly, we need only so here the expected, what was the expected? The expected was uh, mm, mm, the expected was month, year followed by month and date. So you expected 4 digits Y and 2 digits for month and 2 digits for the day. So that's given. Now again, if we are hitting on this button, now day will be ignored, only the month and year is going to come. For all this, we are going to use the toChar function. So you can observe the toChar function here. First, it is going to display the month, and thereby it is going to build up the relation with this. So if we want the September, SEPT, or May, MAY, July, JULY, July. So at this case, now we need to pick up with the complete month. So we need to give up, we need to expel it with the complete name. So the format FFDD month and year. So now you can see the date of birth, they are going to have the complete month name. So it is up to us how a query to be railed down, how the query to occur. So how the query need to be presented. So that is where the toChar function is going to work it out. So similarly, we have the customer table here. So when we will just recollect the customer table. So when we work with the customer table, the balance was 15,234, 22,14, 414, 47869. So if I need with the special values like putting a dollar symbol or putting a comma in this, and if I need some format, now again I can put the same to-char function, and thereby I can apply it in the format what we are going to expect. So when we are hitting this button, now uh, now the um, we can see here. So when we hit this function, so uh, invalid format is occurring, so there is no space again at this point. So you can see here, so space is not accepted, it is another takeaway. Now you can see it is 15 followed by comma 234. So you have the decimal value, you have the fraction values, then you have going to have a separator with comma at the thousands place. And this way we expect it. So the way we want the same model, we can present it out. So that's how we are working with the values for displaying with the numeric values, and the format how the numeric value is going to be displayed. So after this, we will now work with the string functions. We will go ahead with the string functions, and now we will go with the string functions. Now you can see the first names, they are all presented with uppercase, etc. But if we are going to check up with the customer table, so how the customer's table is going to be displayed. So at this case, all are put in uppercase. Now I want to put the things in the lowercase, then I want to put them in the uppercase, then I want to put it, only the initial letter should be a capital. So in this model, if we are looking at the things, then still it can be taken up, and how it is going to be taken. So we will look at this values here. So some of the commands we can check it up here. So uh, we will move to the SQL prompt and put up the queries what we are expecting. So first of all, we will bring up the values, that is we want it to the lowercase. Okay, so here you can say Tejasri or Lakshmivani, etc. They are put in uppercase. Now we need to find their first names to be displayed in the lowercase. So now when we hit on the run button and use the function called as lower as a string function, we can see all the names, they are going to be displayed as a lowercase letter. They are going to be displayed here as a lowercase letter. So some malfunction at this point. So then so we will put the things at this. Similarly when we look the values towards the uppercase function, so select upper first name from customer. Now Jasmine, Swati, Lashat, Sri, Rohini. Now you want to observe the things in the uppercase letters, so then hit on this, and then you can see the same names are going to be printed in the uppercase letter. So that's where we will look up how to work with the strings, and how we can get the answers as per the requirement. Then comes the SQL model. Another one was, I just want J as an uppercase, rest of the things should be in lowercase. Swati, yes, should be uppercase, WATHI should be in the lowercase. So if such is a condition, if it is raised, then we can put the initial cap, and then you can see RT, only A is going to be the uppercase and rest are the lowercase. Similarly, Divya, again D is the uppercase and IV by A, they are the lowercase. So that's how the init cap is going to work it out. So I just want to concatenate, I just want to link the two or more names. So for that we are going to use the concat function. We will be working with the concat function here. So in this concat function, the first name, the last name, RP Komali, so Samyukta Kaja, Divya, and Anali. So in this way, we will be getting the concatenation of the two names here. So now there is an interesting question again. Now we are going to say that we want to concatenate the first name, the mobile number, and the condition was the balance should be greater than 40,000. The condition was the balance should be greater than 40,000. So what are the number of rows that we should expect was, so we will hit on the run button here and check out. So how many are going to be the balance? First we will verify the balance, so which is greater than 40,000. So what was the answer? It is 1, 56, 2, 74, 3, and we expect three rows to be part when it is going to meet up the condition. The condition was the balance should be greater than 4,000. So now let us observe the answers what we are going to take up. So we get only the 3 records: Lakshmi's record, Taruni's record, and Samyukta record. So as we just foreseen earlier, we expected only 3 rows that to be taken up. So for that we got this. So when we hit on the run button, you can understand that the balance which is greater than 40,000. So that is 47, 876, 56, 676, 2 records, and greater than. So that means we will not 75, 4, 2, 2, that is Samyukta's. So we will not expect 40,000 because we have put a condition greater than. So that's the reason why we will use up that query. Now here, this is quite a bit interesting. We got the first name and we had the last name. So what was this last name? I'm picking up the substring, and I need only the first character, right? We need to display only the first character. So it should be displayed as Tejasvi B, Lakshmi Vani J, Taruni K, Arti K, so Joshni K. So in this way, we need to have only the first character. So for that, it is displaying only the first row and first character for each and every item. We get the initial. So for that, we will be displaying the substring value. We will be displaying the substring value, and then we will be getting the answers. So now another interesting part was that we have the first names, we have the last names of the table. So at this case, we just want to understand the size of the first names. We want to understand the size of the last names. If such is a question given, then we can use the function called as length. We can use up the function called as length, and thereby we can compute the size. And but here we are going to put up the condition where clause. So we can check it out, the length, especially for the record called as CID. So there is something mismatch here. So what is 502? If we check it out with 502, so length of first name of customer, where customer ID is equals to 502 here. So invalid number. So the reason was we gave here it is with bar. So just we can go with another correction here. So instead of first name, let us see the length of the numeric value. So now it is displaying some error, that is length of mobile from customer, where customer ID is equals to CID. So let's check whether the 505 is existing or not. So we have 510. So just check up 510. So select length of mobile. So what's the name we given to the mobile? So it is mobile itself, and then it is 510. Put in a codes and just check it out. So we get the 10 digits. Similarly, we defined it as a varchar. So obviously, it should be given in a code. So that was the error what it raised earlier. We didn't define it as a numeric. So now you can see the length is going to be 20 characters. So the only mistake what we have done was it was given as a varchar. So it is a character type. So we need to put it in a single. We need to put it in a single quote. So that was the difference what we should understand. So there are some more simplified functions for us where we can say here, I want to understand what was the wth position. I want to understand what was the wth position in string. So if such is a case, what was the wth position here? So if such is the case, we are going to look into this issue. So what we can do is it is hello here. So there was some problem at this and not accepting in annotation. So now we can have this W. So W, it is occurring at 1, 2. So in a hello string it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So hello string, it is displaying at the 6th position. So we are going to hit the run button and observe the W, it is displayed as the 6th position. Now I want to display the balance and just see, select balance from customer. Now I'm hitting on the run button. So now we will be getting all these values, right? Now I want to say that the left side of the characters, it should be total 10 digits, and the left character should be empty. So instead of putting it in empty, I want to reverse it with an asterisk operation. So to do that operations, what we are going to do is we will use a function called as lpad. So we'll use a function called as lpad so that the asterisk should be towards the left side of the balance. Similarly, if we are putting the rpad, then we assume that total balance, it should be displayed in 10 characters, and asterisk is what to be applied to the right side. So we hit on this. So 15235, before that you can observe the 10 characters are going to be concatenated at this case. Similarly, we put the 10 positions for the rpad, and then we will understand that 5 positions are occupied by the digit, and the next 5 positions, they are going to be replaced with the character. So that's how we will work with the rpad and lpad, etc. There is another interesting thing. So we should replace this last name with first name. So if this is a condition, we are moving the first name towards the last name, and now you can see the records are going to be replaced. But does it include in the customer table? No, it is only a ad hoc. So SQL does only the ad hoc query system. It is not going to be permanently stored on the databases. So the original data will be as it is. All the SQL commands, they are going to be ad hoc until unless we put commit and rollback button. So it's not that when we say it is replace, etc. But still, if we want to do that modification, we need to use triggers, we need to use cursors, and then forcibly on insert, on update, on delete. So we can use the triggers and thereby use that, impose that operation, and there we can use commit and rollback buttons to do such events. That we will be taking up in the other exercise called as triggers, etc. Fine. So now we want to understand what was the ASCII value of 65. So A uppercase, that it is going to be displayed. So that's the funda of here. So character of 65. Now you can assume that the character A is going to be displayed. The ASCII value is going to be displayed here. Similarly, if I want to understand the lowercase letters, so the open braces here, so that is for 91. And similarly, what was the ASCII character of 39? So it is for colon. So in this way, we will be getting the answers right from the dual. So that is all. That is all from this side. So we talked about the conversion functions, where we talked about conversions with aggregate functions, date functions, etc. So that is all for today. So thank you.